while transportation, I think, in terms of its BIM application, had started later than buildings, what they're trying to do with it is just kind of blowing by what buildings were doing, the building industry. And a big part of that, and I really want to highlight this, is research. Because I don't even know what the number's up to, but I'm going to say it's well over $30 million in just research on how to do or apply the BIM process has been put in place by transportation entities, in the last 5 to 10 years. And that's only growing. A great example, again, this is part of the infrastructure bill, is the FHWA has these ACDMS, I think the acronym is, grants. And if you look, they released the first 10 of those grants last year. And those grants are all about either BIM or data/asset management in some way, shape, or form. And that's really telling, because these are some of the biggest technology grants, and they have to be for technology. We're talking states getting $5 million grants on just researching technology. And to throw that out there, there's the size of the projects in this are pretty crazy. I used to work on the BIM for Bridges and Structures Pooled Fund. That was a project I had when I was at HDR, and it's still ongoing. HDR is still leading it. But it was, at the time, I think 23 or 24 states pooled their money together to investigate how BIM can be used to help bridges and structures. And that was, $2.5 million. Then another pooled fund was put together, that is BIM for Infrastructure Pooled Fund. I think that's almost $5 million. Then Pennsylvania put out a project, the Digital Delivery Directive 2025. That was, and I'm starting to forget the numbers now because I've been away for too long, but that was a $5 or $10 million project. Texas has something similar. Caltrans has something similar. And when we were at IHEAP this last year, which is a big transportation kind of technology conference, the number of states coming out and talking about how they are releasing these kinds of contracts was amazing to me. Just the amount of money that they're putting into figuring it out. They're not, it's when you spend that much money, you're going to learn something, because you're going to get the professionals to show up and do that work. So it's very impressive to see in the transportation industry, and it's why I think they'll kind of go by the building industry pretty quickly.